Mike with Mike's Bags. Today I'm reviewing the Big Easy by Nola bags. If you like speed, you're going to love this bag. This is what I call a faster bag. And I'm typically not a fast bag thrower. I talk about this. If you've watched my review, especially when I review faster bags, it's not I tend to struggle with them a little bit because I have more of a harder throw than I do that softer, higher arcing throw. And so I struggle with keeping these faster bags on the board. However, over the years of doing reviews, there's been 2, maybe 3 fast bags that I've reviewed that really changed my opinion of them. And I threw much better than I thought. And this is one of those bags. I was really shocked at how well I threw this bag. And it's not because of me. I think it's because of the bag. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'll break these bags down and I'll tell you what it is about this bag that I think makes it different from a lot of the other faster bags on the market. So start with materials in these Big Easy. Slow side. This is the same material that's on the fast side of the Nola Mud Bug. I don't know of any other companies using this material besides Nola. It's a herringbone pattern on here, but it's not a herringbone carpet. I know people sometimes see herringbone, I think it's a carpet. This is actually, I'm pretty sure, a polyester material. It plays at 8 speed. It's fast. It's a very thin material. It's very hole friendly. It's a wonderful material. If you want to run bags in the hole, this is great for it. It slides to the board pretty much any conditions. It's great for pushing through blocks, bullying bags out of the way. So 8 speed on the slow side. Fast side, this is that Pro Sniper variant material. It's a 9 speed. It's the same material that you find on the fast side of the Cornhole Coastal Creature Fear. It's the same fast side that Nola uses on the Rougarou X I recently reviewed. Same fast side B3 uses on the Ranger, the Fatal, the Coyote. It's a 9 speed. It's very similar to that Pro Sniper Viper fast side, but not quite the same. Plays a lot like it. It's a little softer feeling. I like it better. It's great. Again, flood the boarding conditions, great for pushing through bags, collecting bags, bullying bags out of the way. So we're looking at about an 8-9 speed on these Big Easy bags. The one thing I'll mention too is these two materials have a very similar feel. They're very soft materials, which I like it when bags, the materials feel similar on both sides. So that way, if you have to flip a bag over for some reason, it's not a big drastic change in the way you grip or the way it feels in your hand. So love these two materials. They pair really well together. Template-wise, it's a medium template bag. It's got a medium amount of fill, which you can see it's not a thin bag at all. However, because these materials are the materials are thin, the bag does have a decent amount of flop to it. Like you can really just fold this bag over. Even though it's not a loose floppy bag, it's almost a fuller floppy bag. And I know it sounds kind of counterintuitive or sounds kind of like it's an oxymoron there, but there's enough fill in here that when I grab this bag with a butterfly grip, I actually have enough fill to lock this bag down. It doesn't move. I have complete control over there. Typically floppy bags, when I lock them down, there's a lot of wobble, a lot of play, there's a lot of movement. And so when I throw the bag, because that bag has some wobble movement, there's a lot of inconsistencies in how the bag comes out of my hand. Because this bag has the amount of fill that it doesn't, when I grab it and I lock it down, I have complete control. So a lot of those inconsistencies that I have with some of those floppy or faster bags, I don't have with these Big Easies. But because these bags do have flop to them, they've got a ton of forgiveness. If you don't throw a flat bag, this bag's not going to kick in. There's really almost no kick whatsoever on this bag, so you can get away with throwing a bag without being flat. It's also very forgiving around the hole. That flop just does an amazing job. If you can get that corner just to get near the hole, it's going to grab it. That flop, it dips in, it grabs it, and pulls the bag back in. And because these two materials are so hole-friendly, that like I said, if you just get it up there and grab it, this bag's just going to melt back in the hole. If for some reason it sits there and doesn't, the next bag you throw is going to hit it and pull it in. So the flop on this bag just makes this bag super forgiving. I love the forgiveness of this bag. This fill in here is also a mixed fill, so you get some of that forgiveness from the landing, also from not just the flop, but that flat fill that's in here, but the whole friendliness comes from that round fill in here. So it's just a wonderful mixture of fill. It gives the bag a beautiful play style of that softness on the landing, but that drippiness around the hole. And if you watch here, you'll see the bags got near the hole they were going in. I mean, it would surprise me how many times the bag would kind of spin around the backside and just drop right back in. And typically a bag, even those hole-friendly materials that are more of a 5-speed, they don't do that. This bag made me look better than what I really was when I was throwing it. The Big Easies are also ACL stamps, but ACL events, you can throw these. Let's go ahead and jump in, and we'll talk a little more about playability. And it's a very straightforward bag. This is a bag you're running bags in the hole with. You're putting your 4 bags in, you're outscoring your opponent. You're not really getting cute with it. You're not trying to throw blockers up there. Can you throw a blocker? Yeah, you probably can. Yeah, I mean, if you have a high enough, soft enough throw, or you have even like that nose down throw, when that bag hits, it kind of deadens the speed a little bit. Yeah, you can probably put a blocker up there. It's not going to make a great blocker. I mean, other than visually, it's kind of there, but it's such an easy bag to push through because there's no stick, there's no bite to these materials, so they don't grip. It's not going to cause the bag to kick off. So you're pushing through. It's no problem. If you happen to leave one up there, again, they're full enough that they're not going to accordion up. So when you go to clip, you're just taking a corner, taking them in. But honestly, if you're leaving a blocker up, it's probably because there's other bags in the way and you're having to push through. Now, plenty of speed on both sides here that you can push through multiple bags. So if your opponent's throwing blockers up there and you've got to push through them, or maybe they've got a blocker, you throw a back blocker and they want to clean it up, you've got the speed to come through either side and take them all in. You can do that. Actually, these bags do fold up enough because of the flop. They really fold right over, so you're not going to get that bunching, clogging that you do with kind of a fuller bag typically. It's also not a bag that you're really doing your shot shaping with. Cuts, rolls, flops, not the best for that. And I mean, if you can roll or flop a bag, you can do any bag. So if you're at kind of that advanced level in the rolls and flops, you can definitely do it with this bag. Average to below average, probably not the best for that. Cuts, I don't know if I really could throw cuts with this bag. I mean, I tried, but because it has that forgiveness of landing and doesn't have that kick to it, really wasn't making a cut. But this is not a bag where I'm looking to throw cuts with. If my opponent throws a blocker up there, this is a bag where I'm going to step out a little bit, get a better angle, and just aim for their bag, bully their bag out of the way, and take mine in. I don't need to cut around and get cute around it. I just want to push their bag out of the way and either get the side-by-side right there, get a little hole control, or actually put my bag in and push their bag further out of the way. It makes it harder for them to collect. And either side, right? If you're on the other side, you can do the same thing. So this is a bag where I'm really trying to bully blockers out of the way, or the get around. I mean, honestly, if there's a blocker there and it's more in the middle and you've got a lane, like I said, you just get that corner to grab the hole when it goes by. It's going to grab it and it's going to melt right back in. So you don't have to have a lot of the hole exposed. Just a small sliver of the hole. If you can just get a corner of that bag to grab, it's gonna catch the hole and pull that bag back in. Now for me, you think this is a bag that I probably wouldn't take with me, probably would put in my backpack, but honestly, where I would use this bag is in humidity. If you live in an area where humidity is an issue, these two materials play really well in humidity. Now, as you get a lot of humidity out there, it kind of goes to that heavy humidity side, these materials are going to slow down just a touch and some, but it still becomes more of that mid-speed controllable bag. So instead of an 8-9 material, it might drop down to a 7-8 or a 6-7 speed material, but it's a material that's still going to move. If you live in an area where humidity is an issue, but you don't like throwing carpet, you don't like throwing those hybrid materials, you want to stick with a polyester material bag, that's where this Big Easy comes in because it's going to play well in those humid conditions. I like it for my backpack when I do blind draws or switch holios where I'm getting random partners. And you do get people sometimes that just don't want to throw carpet or struggle with throwing carpet. But there's situations where the boards are slow, sticky, humidity's up there, whatever. I can pull this bag out and know they'll be happy to throw it, and I can still get up there and throw it as well. That's where I think it would show up my backpack. But if you're a fast bag thrower, if you like speed, if you have that high, soft throw, I think you're going to love these Big Easies. It's a wonderful bag. If it gets near the hole, it's going to go in. Leaves me an availability on this, and Nola has a website, NolaBags.com. I'll put a link in the description for you guys. As always, the bags were $65 for a set, $10 shipping, $75 shipped to you. Phenomenal price for an ACL stamp bag. It's really on that lower price point for ACL stamp bags. And at that price point, it's worth getting a set. If you think maybe you want to try a faster bag, you want to see how that play style works out for you. Maybe you've been throwing slower mid-speed bags and you want to try something faster, see how it works. Or if you just want to get a faster bag to work on your practice, right? I've mentioned before in my videos, these fast bags are wonderful for teaching you speed control. You pull these out in practice and you throw them a while, and then when you go back to your slower bag, you're able to put blockers where you wouldn't before. We put those, level 3, level 4 blockers up there, throw back blockers easy. So it's wonderful practice for speed control and helping you to work on how to stop bags short. It's $65 or $75 shipped to you. It's a price where you can afford to buy it as a training tool, as a practice tool, or buy it and see if you like it. If you've thrown the Big Easies, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What you like, what you don't like about them. Drop a comment down below. As always, I love hearing you guys' opinions. Thank you so much for your support, and I thank you for watching.